Hi, folks. I'm in disguise right now because I'm a star, don't you know? And I don't want people to recognize me around here, because I'm going to be on the Grand Ole Opry next Friday and Saturday night. I was at my mom's house recently, and this was something that Dad had. My dad was a clown. It reminds me of Groucho or Marx, Say the magic word, the duck come down and give you $100. And I loved things like that. We used to do. He called them hoot nannies, and we just had a big time. And then I found this, and yeah, it says Doyle because that was mine when I was a kid. I have a lot of stuff in my guitar room here that I want to say collect. I just kept it, hoarded it maybe. This is something the kids bought me a few years ago, and this was a cushion that was no doubt used at the Ryman Auditorium back in the 40s or 50s and at the Grand Ole Opry. And I'm going to be at the Grand Ole Opry this coming Friday and Saturday night, April 30th and May the 1st, and I'm very excited about it. And speaking of, maybe I'll do this. Combination on the Wabash, Cannonball, Roy Acuff and the Smoky Mountain Boys. You want to hear more? You got to come. And I hope you can. And I understand there may still be tickets left. Go to Opry.com, and that's April 30th and May 1st. I first appeared on the Grand Ole Opry when I was with Grandpa Jones a long, long time ago. And what a joy and a privilege it is to be back on the show. And they contacted me about a month or so ago, and they said that, well, we're only about a third capacity, and everybody uses the stage band, but we'd like for you to do just solo. And I thought, well, that's what I do, because I can't afford a band. And so we're going to have a great time. I may just use this old guitar. This is one of my early DDSMs, and well, I say early ones. It was probably one of the later ones that I had. It's just an older guitar now, and it's still in perfect shape. And I signed the back of it because I was at a church in Everett, Washington, and it was Casey Treat's church, Christian Faith Center. And it was just lighting up the stage, and they were raising money for their TV ministry. I'm going, oh, I have to give that guitar to him. And I loved it. And then Steve Lyon found out about it. He said, you gave the orange guitar away? I said, yes. I don't know why I told him. I usually don't do that, but I said, yeah, I gave that guitar away. He says, well, that was my favorite one you ever played. I said, well, yeah. I mean, I've had other orange ones, but that was a really, really good one. And he contacted Bob Taylor, and then they contacted Stephen Johnny, and I was on the show after that a little while, a few weeks, and Johnny kept pushing something against my leg, and we were on the radio. What's she doing? And I felt this guitar case, and I looked down. I'm going, oh my Lord, and I just cried. I said, oh my good Lord, and they gave this guitar back to me. So it kind of reminds me of the old Martin that Roy Clark's wife gave back to me. I know you don't reap. The Bible doesn't say you reap where you sow. It says you reap what you sow. But you can't outgive God. He's just so good to us. Not everything we understand, and there's some things we just don't understand. I used to or play a song with a guy that sang, "Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own." That guy was Rick Muchow, who just passed away a few days ago. Rick was a worship leader at Saddleback Church for years. And he was one of my favorite people in anywhere. I mean, not just as a musician, but he was just a great guy. And everybody loved him. Bruce Adolph from Christian Musician Magazine was a guy. He's the one that told us that he had passed away, and it just broke our hearts. But at the same time, we know where he is. You really do. You trust God. You don't understand everything, but you trust God. I spoke with David Pack. David was with Ambrosia. I mean, he's a star. He's a big guy, but huge. A big star, I should say. And David said, we were the three amigos, Doyle. That's what Rick always said. You and I and Rick, and we had some great times together, and we'll have great times together in heaven again. And I may not be a big star like that, may not be a famous writer and worship leader like Rick, and but I still might use this just in case. And so, one more thing too, I had a great time in Texas recently with Haley and the grandkids, and we played at the dedication of the rebuild sanctuary that burned down last year at First Baptist Church, Texarkana. What a great time! And we went to the state line, put one foot in Arkansas and one foot in Texas, and my grandkids loved that. It's the only town my dad ever went to in Texas was Texarkana. We went to Fort Worth, saw the longhorn steer. Then we went down to Glen Rose and saw the dinosaur tracks in the riverbed, and went to Dinosaur World. And we played down in went to the Blue Bonnet Cafe in Marble Falls, and which you have to do that. And we played at Pastor Roxanne Alexander's church there in Marble Falls. Had a great time. They love Haley anyway, and the kids. We had a wonderful time. But speaking of Texas, my good friend Wayne Jumper contacted me, and we were talking about something. He said, "Man, you got to play Wabash Cannonball next time you come to my church. In fact, you ought to do it on the Grand Ole Opry." So Wayne, I'm getting ready for it. Hope y'all can make it to Nashville next week, April 30th, May 1st. God bless. Have a great week.